Entry-level jobs aren't disappearing because companies don't need workers. They're disappearing because companies think a chatbot can do your job. They're wrong. But that doesn't matter if you can't get hired. Here's the brutal truth. The traditional entry-level pathway into tech is closing fast. The companies you wanted to work for are betting you're replaceable before you even start. But there's a backdoor nobody's talking about. This is Career Cheat Codes. I'm about to show you exactly how to break through when the front door is locked. Stay with me. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly why companies are cutting entry-level roles, which pathways still work, and how to position yourself as someone they can't afford to ignore. I'm going to give you specific strategies backed by real data, not motivational fluff. Actual moves you can make this week. Let's get into it. First, let's understand what's actually happening. This isn't your typical hiring slowdown. It's a structural shift in how companies think about junior talent, and it started before most people noticed. Companies used to hire entry-level workers as an investment. Train them for 2 years, and you've got a loyal mid-level employee who knows your systems inside out. That math changed. CFOs started asking, why train someone for 18 months when AI can handle their tasks now? The result is what I call the entry-level squeeze. You're getting hit from both sides. Companies are betting AI replaces junior work, and laid-off senior workers are competing for the few remaining entry roles. It's a pincer movement. Here's the paradox that should make you angry. Companies claim they can't find talent. Meanwhile, new graduates can't even get interviews. Something doesn't add up. Let me show you the data. Entry-level hiring at the 15 biggest tech companies dropped 25% in just 1 year, from 2023 to 2024. 25% gone. That's not a blip. That's a fundamental restructuring of how tech companies build their workforce, and it's accelerating. Here's what's driving it. 44% of companies now say AI will be a top driver of layoffs in 2026. Not might be. Will be. They've already decided. And guess who's first on the chopping block? Entry-level workers. They face the highest layoff risk alongside high-salary employees and anyone without AI skills. Think about that. If you're new and don't have AI skills, you're in the most vulnerable position possible. Double jeopardy. Entry-level plus AI illiterate equals unemployable. Now here's where it gets weird. Companies are simultaneously hiring and firing, in the same quarter, for different types of roles. 86% of companies expect to be hiring during Q1 2026. At the same time, 48% expect layoffs. Those aren't contradictory. They're strategic. They're cutting generalist roles while desperately searching for specialists. There's a surplus of applicants for broad tech jobs, but a shortage in specialized AI positions. This is the game they're playing. Fire the junior generalists. Hire senior specialists. Skip the training pipeline entirely and just poach experienced talent from competitors. The problem? They're destroying their own talent pipeline. 5 years from now, where do senior specialists come from if nobody trained the juniors? IEEE Spectrum put it bluntly. Companies are eliminating entry-level positions and shutting out Gen Z, the cohort most capable of working with AI, from the job market. Read that again. The generation that grew up with AI, that uses these tools intuitively, is being locked out of jobs because companies think AI replaces them. It's like refusing to hire digital natives during the internet boom because you thought websites would replace marketing departments. Complete strategic blindness. Here's the kicker that nobody mentions. Only about 1% of AI layoffs actually improved company productivity. Companies are cutting jobs based on a fantasy. They're firing real people to hire hypothetical AI capabilities that don't exist yet. It's magical thinking dressed up as strategy. But here's what matters for you. Their delusion is real. Even if they're wrong, you still can't get hired through normal channels. So you need a different approach. Stop competing for disappearing jobs. Start positioning yourself for the roles they're desperately trying to fill. I'm going to show you exactly how. New job categories are emerging around AI oversight, data ethics, prompt engineering, and human-AI collaboration. These roles barely existed 2 years ago. Here's the opportunity nobody's talking about. These new roles don't have established talent pipelines. There's no senior person with 10 years of prompt engineering experience. That person doesn't exist, which means entry barriers are lower. The playing field is actually level for once. Your lack of traditional experience doesn't matter when nobody has traditional experience. Here's your first move. Stop applying for generic entry-level jobs. The ratio is insane. Thousands of applicants for positions that might not even get filled. It's a lottery, not a job search. Instead, target companies that are actively implementing AI systems. They have a specific problem. They need people who can bridge the gap between AI tools and human workflows. Search for job postings that mention AI integration, AI implementation, or AI transformation. These companies are building teams, not cutting them. They need builders, not maintainers. Here's the exact phrase to look for. AI-enabled workflows. Companies using this language are figuring things out in real time. They need help. You can be that help. Second move. Build a portfolio that proves you can multiply output with AI tools. Not that you know AI exists, that you can actually ship more work faster. Create 3 projects that demonstrate AI-assisted productivity. Show your prompt engineering process. Document how you used AI to complete work that would normally take a team. Quantify everything. Say, I use Claude to reduce research time by 70% on this market analysis. Specific numbers beat vague claims every time. Third move, pursue apprenticeships and learn on the job programs. Traditional degrees don't close the experience gap anymore. Hands-on work does. Find programs that pay you to learn. Companies like IBM, Google, and Salesforce have apprenticeship programs specifically designed for this new reality. They know the traditional pipeline is broken. They're building alternatives. Search for apprenticeship programs or tech returnship programs in your target industry. Apply aggressively. These aren't competitive the way regular entry-level jobs are. Fourth move. Specialize early. I know conventional wisdom says stay broad when you're starting out. That advice is obsolete. Breadth is cheap now. AI gives everyone breadth. Pick one specific skill that's in demand. AI implementation, data ethics, prompt engineering, or human AI workflow design. Go deeper than anyone else your age. Here's why this works. Companies can't find specialists. They're drowning in generalist applicants but starving for focused expertise. Be the specialist. Spend 30 hours mastering one AI tool that's relevant to your target industry. Become the person who writes the how-to guides. That's proof of expertise. Fifth move. Position yourself as AI native. This is your generational advantage. You grew up with these tools. Use that. Make it obvious in everything you present. On your resume, create an AI tools section. List every AI platform you use fluently. But more importantly, show outcomes. What did you build? What did you ship? Remember what IEEE Spectrum said? Gen Z is the cohort most capable of working with AI. Companies are making a massive mistake by shutting you out. Make them see the mistake. In every interview, flip the script. Ask them, how is your team using AI to increase output? Then explain how you'd amplify that. Be the solution they didn't know they needed. Here's the psychological advantage you have. Hiring managers are terrified of AI. They don't understand it. They're afraid of looking obsolete. You can ease that fear. Don't threaten them with how AI savvy you are. Reassure them. Say, I can help your team use AI tools effectively without disrupting what's already working. You're not there to replace the senior team. You're there to make them look good. That's the positioning that gets you hired when doors are closing everywhere else. Let me remind you of the opportunity here. Entirely new job categories are emerging. AI oversight, data ethics, prompt engineering, human AI collaboration, ground floor roles. These categories didn't exist before 2023. There's no entrenched hierarchy. No gatekeepers with decades of experience blocking your path. The ladder is still being built. Find job listings with these exact titles: AI implementation specialist, machine learning operations, AI ethics coordinator, prompt engineer, AI training specialist. Apply to everyone. Don't worry if you don't meet every requirement. These job descriptions are wish lists. They're written by HR people who Googled AI job requirements. Half of it is nonsense. Apply if you meet 50% of the requirements. Customize your cover letter to address the specific AI implementation challenges mentioned. Show you understand their problem. Let me give you some perspective on what's coming. In 2026 alone, 76 tech layoffs have impacted nearly 29,000 workers. That's roughly 779 people per day losing jobs. But here's the flip side. 86% of companies are hiring. The market isn't dead. It's restructuring. Money is moving from old positions to new ones. Your job is to be where the money is flowing to, not where it's flowing from. Chase the new categories. Abandon the traditional paths that are closing. Here's a contrarian take. The companies laying off the most people might be your best targets. They're disrupting themselves. That creates chaos. Chaos creates opportunity. Track companies announcing AI transformations. When they cut legacy roles, they hire AI-adjacent roles within months. Time your applications to hit during the rebuild phase. One more thing about the current market. There's a massive disconnect between what companies say they want and what they actually need. Use that disconnect. They say they want AI experience. What they actually need is someone who can make AI work for their specific business problems. Those are different skills. In interviews, skip the theoretical AI discussion. Say, here's how I'd use AI to solve the specific problem on your job description. Be tactical. Be concrete. Be the implementer. Let me leave you with the biggest cheat code of all. Everyone's scared of AI right now. Hiring managers, senior employees, executives. Fear creates paralysis. You can cut through that. The companies cutting entry-level jobs are making an emotional decision dressed up as strategy. They're scared and they're reacting. Fear-based decisions create opportunities for confident people. Walk into every application, every interview, every networking conversation with confidence. Say, I understand AI better than people 10 years older than me. Here's how I'll use that advantage for you. Don't apologize for being entry-level. Reframe it. You have no legacy habits to unlearn. You're not trying to protect old ways of working. You're built for what's coming next. Quick recap. Entry-level jobs aren't coming back to the old numbers, but new categories are opening faster than companies can fill them. That's your window. Stop applying for disappearing generalist roles. Target companies implementing AI. Build a portfolio proving AI-powered output. Specialize early. Position yourself as the bridge they desperately need. The front door is locked, but the people who get in through the side entrance are the ones who'll be running things in 5 years. Be one of them. That's your cheat code for the week. Now go execute. I'll see you in the next episode.